What is going on, guys? This is Kyle from the Shadow Realm. I'm going to be bringing you my version of Cyber Angels for April 2019. So, in advance, I apologize. I'm not sick, but I was for almost a week, so I'm still a little stuffy, and obviously I'm a little more quiet because my throat kind of hurts, so hopefully you understand that. But yeah, I'll still show you guys deck profiles because I love them so much. And I like this one, so we're going to get right into it then without any further things. I don't know, interruptions, I guess. So, to start off with, we play triple Cyber Petite Angel. So, just right off the bat here, we got a level 2 little fairy. It's really cute, but it is also very powerful. So, when it is summoned by any way, you can add one Cyber Angel monster or one Machine Angel ritual from your deck to your hand, and you can only use it once per turn. This one's a newer one from the Legendary Collection, so Cyber Egg Angel. You only play 2 of these because when it's summoned, it adds a Machine Angel spell from your deck to your hand. I only play 1 ritual, so it only adds 1, just like the fairy. But it can also add Ritual Sanctuary, which is a very powerful consistency card for any ritual deck, really. And it works with this one because they're all light fairies. So that's why I only play it at 2, because I also play 3 Ritual Sanctuary, so it's kind of just becomes overkill. So that's going to be it for the main deck Cyber Angels. Now for the Incantations, which really help the deck out. We're going to start with our 2 Incantation Talismandra. So all the Incantations, you reveal a specific card from your hand, you special summon them, and then you special summon one from your deck with a different name, and then they have effects when they're special summoned from the deck. And while you control them, you cannot special summon anything from the extra deck. So with this one, you reveal a ritual monster in your hand, you special summon it and another incantation from your deck. And when this one's special summoned from the deck, you can add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. This one is probably a little more important than the next one, Kandal. So he's probably more important because you have some pretty awesome boss monsters that you just want, and you can't really search them off of Preparation of Rites, so they are searchable with him. Now with Kandal is the opposite. So you have a spell you special summon, and then when this is special summoned from the deck, you get to add a ritual spell, which is also very nice, but you have other ways of getting ritual spells, so honestly, Talismandra is a little bit better. First we have Bookstone and Pensaplume. So both of these are also opposite. So this one adds a ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand when it's summoned, and this one adds a ritual monster. As you can see, they're all high level, so that's how you get your high level plays with for your ritual summons. Man, I don't know why that took me a while. Anyway, the last couple monsters here, you have the 2 Pankratops. Pankratops is just a really good card all around, and if you really need it, it's pretty high level, so not bad. And finally, Archlord Christia. Christia is insane. It is searchable. Basically, if you have 4 fairies, exactly 4, in your graveyard, you can special summon it, and it's a Vanity's Fiend. It's a 2800 Vanity's Fiend. So if you're going first, this is what you're mainly looking for here. So that's why you want that. Alright, now on to the ritual monsters. So first we have the most important Cyber Angel, and that is Cyber Angel Benton. So with Benton, you're not really special summoning her, or you're not really ritual summoning her on the field. You're using her for her effect, her non-once per turn effect, where if she's tributed, you can add a light fairy from your deck to your hand. So it's pretty nuts. And again, it's not once per turn, so you can search your Christia. You can also search all your other Cyber Angels, which is really nice. Next, we have Cyber Angel Idaten. I think that's how you say that. These are both level 6. With this one, it has some recursion when it's summoned, when it's ritual summoned, so you can add a ritual spell from your graveyard or deck to your hand. So this is really important because that's how you get your ritual spells back, because you're only playing 3. And it has a neat little bonus effect where if it's tributed, all your opponent's monsters lose 1,000 attack. So if you're pushing for game, you definitely want to tribute this. So next we have Cyber Angel Natasha. This is probably the best one overall. You don't play it at 3 because it doesn't do anything when it's tributed in your hand. You want to summon it most of the time. So with Natasha, once per turn you can just gain life equal to half the attack of one of your monsters. Not really that important, but its second effect is really good. Or its third effect. So its second effect is you can just negate attacks when your opponent tries to battle a ritual monster, you can just negate the attack, not once per turn. And then its third effect is when it's in the graveyard, you can banish another Cyber Angel, target a monster your opponent controls, you special summon this from the graveyard, and then you mind control. You just take control of that monster. So that one's also not once per turn, so if you ritual summon and this is in your graveyard, you can do that again. So this card's just really nuts overall. Alright, next we have the cover card of the archetype. That is Cyber Angel Dakini. I don't know how you pronounce that, but the big level 8. So, well, it used to be the only level 8, but anyway, it's a 2700 beater. When it's summoned, you can make your opponent send one monster they control to the graveyard they choose. So that's not the best, but if they only have one monster, it's pretty cool. She makes your rituals do piercing, which is okay. And her best effect probably is during the end phase, you can just recur some resources from your graveyard. So that's why she's really good. Next we have the other newer card is Cyber Angel Izana. So this one is kind of like Dakini or whatever. They're both level 8. This one, when it's summoned, your opponent sends a spell or trap they control. This can attack twice each battle phase when it destroys something. You can only do that once per turn, obviously. And then it has a really interesting effect where if an opponent does something that targets a card you control, you can shuffle one Cyber Angel from your graveyard to the deck and destroy a card your opponent controls. So it doesn't negate it, but it is kind of like a reactive response, which is kind of interesting, I guess. Next we have the big boss monster, Cyber Angel Vrash, the level 10. This is a 3k beater. When upon summon, it wipes the whole board of all special summoned monsters from the extra deck, and it deals 1,000 damage to your opponent for each monster. So that by itself is pretty nuts. And if you do that, this thing can attack twice, which is just awesome. And finally, for its third effect, where your opponent activates a card or effect that would destroy a card on the field, you can shuffle a ritual monster from your deck to your graveyard, negate the activation, and destroy the card. So this card overall, this is one of your central win conditions, just because it's so searchable, and most of the time it's so easy to get out and it's a complete blowout. So that's going to do it for all the monsters. It's a lot of monsters, but this is a ritual deck, so we're kind of capitalizing on that. Now for the spell lineup, we have the 3 Machine Angel Ritual. This is just the basic ritual card for the archetype. It ritual summons Cyber Angels, obviously, equal or exceeds, and when it's in the graveyard, you can banish instead of when a Cyber Angel is destroyed. I would only do that if you really need it, though, because you can keep recurring this and keep ritual summoning, which is why Idaten's really good, and Ritual Sanctuary. Next, we have triple Preparation of Rites. So Preparation of Rites, obviously it searches a level 7 or lower ritual from your deck, and then you can add a ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. So again, that's another way to recur the Machine Angel Ritual. And obviously everything except the boss monsters, like the big 4, are level 6 and level 5, so this just searches everything. Next we have the triple Ritual Sanctuary. Ritual Sanctuary is awesome. You can discard a spell, and you can add 1 light ritual monster or 1 ritual spell from your deck to your hand. It's a field spell, so if you want to run Terraforming, you can. I wouldn't, though. It's just it becomes too much because you're already playing 3 of it, so. And it's searchable in other ways. Its other effect, though, you can shuffle any number of spells from your graveyard whose total level equals the level of whatever you want to summon. It has to be a light fairy, and then you just summon it. So the reason this is really cool is because the little main deck monsters are only level 2, so if you have 2 rituals, you can shuffle them and then search with them. So this card's really nice. Next, for some draw power, we have the Triple Pot of Extravagance. I know this card's really expensive, but it's so good for the deck because it really ups the consistency so much, because you really don't use the extra deck. And the only cards you do use, you're going to be playing 3 of anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You don't draw anything else, you only add to your hand, so the restriction doesn't really matter. Now, obviously, if you're more going into budget, I have some options here. So what you could do is you can play 2 Merciful Machine Angel and 1 Celestial Observatory, or 2 in 1, or 2 in 1 with Upstart Goblin. Either one, those are a little bit more budget options, and they all work. Of course, I played all 4 of these. I used to play these 4, but this is just way better overall because the other ones have too many restrictions and they're too specific, so that is why I play the Extravagance. And finally, well, not finally, we have one more card. We have the 2 Call by the Grave. If you're going first and you're trying to get the Christia, you really can't get ashed. Of course, you can just bait it with Pot of Extravagance if you want, but if you don't have the Extravagance, it's a little hard, so that's why I play that. And then finally, the Monster Reborn, just to get back the boys. Whoa. I did not mean that. And by boys, I mean they're all girls, so that's what I meant. Now, at this point is where I would stop and say, let's move on to the extra deck, but I don't really have too many choices for you. What you could do is you could run triple Hippopotamus. I would also probably suggest one of these because this thing can be definitely kind of a blowout. And then for your rank 8s, these guys are actually pretty cheap right now because of the reprint. So if you get triple of these, this guy's really nuts. So, or any other powerful rank 8s. But other than that, you just fill the extra deck with random cards just so you can use Pot of Extravagance. And that concludes the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment down below letting us know what you think, and consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Helps us know, that we are doing a good job, and obviously it benefits you because you won't miss our uploads, even though they are literally every Friday. It's been pretty consistent so far, but just in case, we might have a surprise upload somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for the support, and we'll see you in the next one.